Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news and updates from around the world. We're starting off with a complex and sensitive topic as tensions between the US and Israel continue to make headlines. The recent ceasefire agreement with Iran has sparked intense debate, with some critics arguing that it doesn't go far enough in addressing the concerns of Israel and other Middle Eastern nations. To provide some context, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been facing significant challenges, including a corruption trial and criticism over his handling of the conflict with Hamas. The October 2023 attack by Hamas, which resulted in the deaths of over 1,200 people and the abduction of around 250, has had a profound impact on the region. Meanwhile, President Trump and Vice President Vance have been pushing back against critics of the ceasefire agreement, arguing that it's a necessary step towards achieving peace in the region. However, some Republican lawmakers have expressed concerns that the agreement doesn't do enough to address Iran's nuclear program or its support for militant groups. It's a delicate balance, with different nations and interest groups having competing priorities and concerns. As we move forward, it will be important to consider multiple perspectives and to approach this issue with nuance and understanding. As we continue to follow this story, we'll be bringing you updates and analysis from experts and leaders on the ground. We'll also be exploring other major news stories from around the world, including the latest developments in politics, business, and social justice. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into a complex and sensitive topic that's been making headlines in Eastern Europe. Polish President Karol Nawrocki has sparked controversy by stripping Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy of the Order of the White Eagle, Poland's highest honor. This decision comes after Zelenskyy named a military unit after the Ukrainian Insurgent Army, or UPA, which was involved in massacres against Polish civilians during World War II. The move has been met with criticism from Ukraine, with Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiga calling it a strategic mistake that only benefits Moscow. Meanwhile, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk has urged both countries not to let historical disagreements ruin their future cooperation. It's worth noting that Poland has been a key ally to Ukraine during the Russian invasion, providing significant support and taking in hundreds of thousands of refugees. The timing of this decision is also noteworthy, as it comes just days before Poland is set to host the annual Ukraine Recovery Conference, which Zelenskyy typically attends. While it's unclear whether Zelenskyy will still participate in the conference, Polish officials have emphasized the importance of maintaining a strong relationship between the two countries. As we explore this story, it's essential to acknowledge the historical complexities and sensitivities involved. Both Ukraine and Poland have experienced immense suffering and trauma during World War II, and it's crucial to approach these topics with respect and empathy. As we move forward, it will be interesting to see how this development affects the relationship between Ukraine and Poland, as well as the broader geopolitical landscape. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, I want to take a moment to discuss a pressing issue that's been making headlines lately. The recent attacks on foreigners in South Africa have sparked widespread concern and diplomatic reactions from governments across the continent. Hundreds of citizens from countries like Nigeria, Ghana, and Malawi have been repatriated from South Africa, leaving many to wonder about the long-term implications of this crisis. According to reports, the returnees are facing significant challenges as they try to reintegrate into their home countries. Many are struggling to find employment, access basic services, and adjust to the rising costs of living. For example, in Nigeria, the removal of fuel subsidies has led to skyrocketing inflation, making it difficult for returnees to afford even the most basic necessities. Experts like Margaret Monyani, founder of Olam Africa Research Institute, emphasize that repatriation is not a straightforward solution. Reparation is not transformation, she notes. Returning is not always as straightforward as it sounds. People just think, go back home and start again. No, what is home? This sentiment is echoed by returnees like Amotola Adeniyi, who after 11 years in South Africa finds that home feels foreign now. It's essential to acknowledge the complexities of this issue and the need for a comprehensive approach to address the root causes of migration and xenophobia. While South Africa still remains a destination of choice for many African migrants due to its more advanced economy and infrastructure, it's crucial to recognize the importance of creating safe and welcoming environments for all individuals, regardless of their nationality. As we conclude this segment, I want to encourage our listeners to engage in respectful and informed discussions about this critical issue. Let's strive to promote empathy, understanding, and inclusivity, both locally and globally. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.